Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Viking Stadium. It's August 28th, 2008, and it's time to kick off another season. We're live from Viking Stadium as we prepare to bring you all the action tonight as the Vikings of Hazlet prepare to take on the Trojans of East Lansing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I'm Brandon Manson. With me, as always, is my good friend and co-host Tony Huff. And Tony, two very good teams, the potential for a lot of fireworks, high expectations in the preseason. What's your take?
Well, like you just said, there's high expectations for both teams. You look at East Lansing, the coaches ranked them 3 in their respective conference, and Hazlet 2 in their conference, just below DeWitt.
And, you know, I wouldn't get too far ahead of yourself. We got a barn burner tonight, and I'm expecting a lot of big things. Let's talk about the defense. I mean, we've done a lot of research. What's your take?
Well, my take is that I think East Lansing has a better defense. They have just a little more veteran players coming in. Ricardo Duncan, he's one of the area's best cornerbacks. He's 6'1", 201 pounds. He's a senior, and he's one of 3 returning in that defensive backfield.
And let's turn over to the other side of the ball. And Hazlet's defense had a big year last year, one of the best they've had in a very long time. Coach Woodworth coming in with a new defense last year, bringing in a 3-5, very concentrated on containing the spread offense, which is becoming increasingly popular within the CAAC conferences, and also pretty blitz-heavy and only 3 down linemen, which kind of brings me to our next point here. The key matchup tonight, one of many, but I think the most important and intriguing, is going to be watching Zach Houghton, the nose tackle for Hazlet, against a Treadwell of East Lansing, a Division I prospect, as well as Houghton. Should be a very good matchup. Houghton, you may have read, lost over 30 pounds in the offseason. Has probably gotten a lot faster and probably stronger, which is a scary thing.
And I like what you just said about that faster and stronger, because that's really what Hazlet's all about. They're trying to get that bigger, faster, stronger. And I think we really saw it in the defense last year. Hazlet defense only allowed 132 points last year, which was their best total since 2002. I just think that going over to this 3-5 defense has really helped this Hazlet team.
And let's not forget to mention the secondary of Hazlet. Austin Nelson and Reck are going to be key. East Lansing's defense, I believe, is going to put up quite a fight. Let's get over the offensive side real quick. East Lansing losing Isaac Harper, their main man last year, who led them to the state semifinals. Their workhorse. Just an incredible season for them. They got a lot of momentum coming into this game.
Yeah, and just talking about that East Lansing offense real quick, you just said one of the biggest question marks for East Lansing is that halfback. They lose Isaac Harper. He was really, their bread and butter last year. But let's not forget that they're bringing back wide receiver Brian Spencer. He had 50 catches for 529 yards last year. That's not a bad junior season, and they're bringing him back.
And, of course, all that leaves is Hazlet's offense for us to talk about. Last year, not really the kind of season that they wanted on that side of the ball. A lot of 3 quarterbacks, a lot of questions in that area. Reggie Duncan returning this year to be the starter. I think there's going to be a lot more consistency there. He's got some games under his belt, a lot more experience. He's been lifting weights, probably studying film. And the backfield coming back, as always, very strong.
Yeah, and that backfield has a lot of talent. And I think that the player to watch this year for this offense is Luke Magnuson. He had an amazing junior season last year. He really rose to the occasion and really put it on himself to try and win some ball games.
Yeah, I think that there's no doubt that tonight is going to be a fantastic game. I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks on both sides of the ball. Probably, I think there's going to be a few interceptions. And I think we're going to be seeing Hazlet pass the ball more, too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Jay Twitchell, he's going to be the tight end. He's returning from last year. He is a 6'3", 272-pound senior. That's actually the wrong guy. 6'3", 225-pound senior. 272 at tight end would just be a little ridiculous. But I digress. Jay Twitchell, we saw a little glimmer of him last year in the Portland game when he scored a big touchdown, and they were trying to utilize that tight end. He got hurt. He's coming back this year, so it should be a good year for Hazlet offense.
Should be a great game tonight.
Yeah, it should. So here we go, the 2008 season, just seconds before it's underway as East Lansing will kick to Hazlet. And there we go. The kick is, wow, just out of bounds at the 30-yard line. The flags will fly, and Hazlitt will get relatively good field position to start off the 2008 season.
You know, if there's any situation that would put them in a better spot to start off the season with a touchdown, I can't think of one, because starting off on the 35 after that kind of a thing, that's going to put you in pretty good position.
That is going to put you in pretty good position. So here's the first time that we will see this Hazlitt offense for this year. And looks like Reggie Duncan is coming out, and he will be the quarterback.
You know, I'm really curious as to what their game plan is tonight. I think I can't imagine they're going to stray too far from their wing tee, but, you know, you can do so much work in the offseason.
Yeah, you can, and it looks like they're going to try and spread this out first. Just one lone back in Wes Sherman, it looks like. Reggie Duncan under center. Takes it. Looks like it's going to be an option. Try an option pass. He's going out to the outside. He has some room to run. He sees number 80 wide open, and it's going to be incomplete.
Duncan's pass intended for Twitchell, incomplete.
And that was number 80, Jay Twitchell, just dropping it right there, but that's okay. Second down, and I kind of like to see that right off the bat.
Well, and that's a new formation that we've ever seen before. Single back set. That's something East Lansing likes to run, but I think that's a play they're going to try to utilize more. Is more of a roll-out pass. I know out of the wing tee they have a lot of passes like that, reverse and roll-out passes that leave that tight end wide open.
All right, and let's just look at this again. Hazlitt choosing not to go back to the wing tee formation. This is just a little different, I guess, for all of us. And there's looks like maybe a timeout.
Yeah, I will.
And it looks like Hazlitt will be taking a timeout with 11:53. I mean, just 8 seconds have come off the clock, and they're already taking the timeout.
I think East Lansing is thoroughly confused. No one was expecting to see this kind of a formation, this kind of attack from Hazlitt.
Special thanks to Gerald Chick, Chris Ridenour, and Ruben Maris for the condition of our football field tonight. Thank you, guys.
So Hazlitt still talking it over. Maybe just some miscommunication right there.
And you saw in the backfield there, number 33, that's Jake Shively, a sophomore.
Oh, excuse me. 33. I thought it was 32. My mistake.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's early season. People may have noticed we're not wearing the ties tonight. It's because we're in early season form as well.
Yes, we are. Duncan under center yet again. They're going to spread this one out. And the pulling guard kind of runs into him. They're going to go straight up the middle with number 33.
I'm curious if they're going to stick to that, because out of that formation, it's possible to run a wide array of plays out of that formation.
And Jake Shively, he, like you said, he's a junior. He's had a lot of talk about him over the years. I've heard nothing but good from this kid, and that he runs amazing.
You know, he's a big kid, and I would assume that he's fast, and so he's going to be, he's only a sophomore, so he's going to be a big part of this offense for a couple years to come.
All right, and here's what we love to see. The wing tee, Reggie Duncan under center. They're going to hand it off to Wes Sherman as he takes it up the gut. Excuse me, that's Jake Shively.
Oh, you're right.
No, I was right. Jeez. 32 and 33, is it, you know what I mean? It's throwing me off.
Early season form.
Early season form, yeah. Well, there's a first down for Hazlitt, and that's exactly what you'd like to see. Hazlitt running the ball and just, trying to go down the field.
This is what they do. They get the ball early, and they just try to work that clock.
All right, so here we go. Back in the wing T formation. Duncan going to go under center.
Yeah, I think so.
Austin Nelson fumbles the ball, and it's going to be turned over to East Lansing. And that is just not what you want to see. Austin Nelson, very good defensive back. And it's not what you want to see on the first drive.
If he hangs on to the ball, is going to be crucial to this offense and their success.
All right, so here we go. We've been talking a lot about this defense. Number 66, I can see down there. He's been waiting for this for a long time. Nothing but football has been talked about in the offseason, and as you can see, they're going back to this 3-5 this year. And I really like this because it allows the defensive backs to have more coverage. They're kind of in a zone coverage, if you will, and they have some more help with the linebackers.
And You'll notice that Hazlitt is very big up front, as is East Lansing's offensive line.
They're going to hand it off to number 22 as he takes it straight up the gut.
Number 22, Timloff Fury on the carry for the Trojans.
Taken down, I believe. Looks like
Stop
Katie
by number
Parker.
32, Sherman,
Yeah.
and number 80, Twitchell.
And that was Temwa Freary with the carry. And I don't know if we talked about this, but Dan Folino, he's the new quarterback here at East Lansing, and if that name sounds familiar, it is. He was the quarterback for the Okemos Chieftains last year, transferring over to East Lansing maybe to get some more playing time and actually play more of a quarterback role. So Folino going to hand it back off to Fahini, and he's going to take it right up the gut. He gets to the outside, and number 80, Twitchell, tackles him. It's a fumble, and I think that East Lansing regained possession.
And they did. It'll give him a big first down, and he's very lucky that he hopped on top of that one.
Yeah, very lucky, and you're kind of hoping that Hazlitt would have jumped on that, maybe get some momentum going into their direction. But Jay Twitchell, give him the credit. He's playing down on the line, and he ran back to go and tackle a running Feeney.
That results in a Trojan
And I
first
think
down, first
one of the
and
key
10
factors
from the
so
Viking
far, it's
13
looked
yard
like,
line.
is that early on in the season you haven't quite established maybe all of the things you like to do with your running backs, and they're having issues hanging on the ball, I guess.
Folino in the shotgun set. And it looks like it's going to be a false start on East Lansing.
Guys on play.
Too many people in motion,
Including the quarterback.
including the quarterback.
He is ready to go.
Yeah, he was. So that's a 5-yard penalty that will go in the direction of Hazlitt. So it'll be 1st and 15 here down in the red zone. 9 minutes and 52 seconds left on the clock. So Dan Folino, see if he can do some magic as they go into the I formation.
Brandon, Mike, we didn't do anything.
They're going to hand it off to Feeney. He's going to try and take this to the outside. He has a whole bunch of Hazlitt cornerbacks taking him down, and he might have gotten 2 yards on that gain.
Number 22, Timloff Fury on the carry, stopped by number 19, Darion Milton.
It was Darion Milton on the stop, and actually his, I believe his brother played on the last state championship team that Hazlitt had back in 2005.
Second down, 12.
Yeah, one of the best teams that Hazlitt's ever seen. With one guy that you can always look back at his legacy, and that's Nate Turner, just an amazing athlete and an amazing person as well. East Lansing, 2nd down and 12. Folino back at quarterback. Tight ends in motion. Folino streaking to the outside, throws across his body. Number 2 gets the ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Folino's pass complete to number 2, Brian Spencer.
That was Brian Spencer, guy we told you to look out for. This guy's he's gonna make a stir this year, I think. He's a very good athlete.
I think that he will be the bread and butter of this offense. It looks to me to be more of a passing offense this year. They don't have a lot of big guys in the backfield like Isaac Harper who they can run behind. So I think it's going to be a lot about passing. Plus Folino, very good passer.
Yeah, I just want to bring this point to fruition real quick, that Hazlitt really didn't do very well last year on the first drive. It was more later on into the game, as you see that point after attempt good. They didn't really stop him on the first drive. It was later on in the game that they were stopping the Davidsons. Well, wow, going back to 2 years now. But they're stopping DeWitt, Fowlerville, and actually Okemos last year at the last game here at Viking Stadium.
And I think that's something that they're going to have to work on. They need to play better defense on the first drive, come out a little more fired up and ready to take care of business, and the offense has got to do more with it. I think they had some good stuff going until that fumble happened, but you can never really look at that and use it as an excuse. You need to hang on to the ball. Good teams hang on to the ball, don't throw interceptions, and don't have turnovers.
Yeah, well, and I think this is actually good for the Hazlitt offense rather than bad that they're down. It's going to force them to really get back into this game. Last year we saw multiple times where they would be down, and I think there was a sense that they just, we're down, we're not going to even try anymore. And that's just not, I hope that's not the case for this year.
It's not acceptable. I think they've really tried to instill a sense of what that team in 2005 had, a sense that even if they were down by 2 touchdowns, they were going to win that game and do anything they possibly could to win it.
Yeah. Like you said, 2 seasons ago they had a lot of heart. We were down on the field before the game, and I could sense that this team really wants to do well this year. They want to redeem themselves from last year because it was a 6-4 season, and let's face it, the expectations were about the same. So here it is, another kick. It's high. Looks like Sherman's going to grab this. He's going to let the wedge form as he takes it straight up the middle. He's over the 30. He's still on his feet and up to the 40-yard line. So there you go, 5 more yards for starting. Let's go, Hazlitt.
And some great blocking there on the wedge. Just absolutely fantastic. Open up a big gap for him to get all the way up there and get the field position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's see if this extra 5 yards, the better field position, will kind of kickstart this offense. We can see some of the same faces, though, on the offensive line that were on the defensive line. Houghton right now playing tackle, and I think that's a pretty good spot for him.
And, I think what they're trying to do, they lost some big players last year, Stripling and Tyler Joseph, and they're trying to fill in those gaps left there.
Wes Sherman gets to the outside. He's over the 50-yard line and gets a first down. So there you go. Some good things happen for Hazlitt. And, yeah, like you said, they did lose a lot of talent, but they do have – they brought back a lot of talent, too. I don't think that Hazlitt lost, like a core or something, like the Michigan Wolverines, for example.
Sure, you could definitely use that as an example, Tony. Because all levels of football are comparable.
They are. Well, except for the NFL. So we don't want to talk about the Lions. Hazlitt back into the wing T formation. Duncan under center. Wes Sherman going to take this to the outside. He gets 5 yards, 6 yards, 7. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by the Trojans.
Flag on the play.
And so let's hope it's not a holding penalty. It looks like it's about at that spot. 8 minutes and 3 seconds left in this first quarter.
I like what I'm seeing, though, right now. I like the determination that I'm seeing Wes Sherman run with, as well as Austin Nelson and Jake Shibley, and all of the running backs in the backfield are running with a lot of heart, and that's what this offense is built on. If you can motivate yourself to get as many yards as possible on every single play and never take a play off, then your team is going to be successful.
And right there, that was a holding penalty on Hazlitt, so that will actually put them in the wrong direction. Looks like that's a 10-yard penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Or yeah.
Holding normally is, yeah.
It's been a while, Brandon. This is the first type of football that I've seen in quite a while.
Other than Big Ten Network, I suppose.
Yeah, other than Big Ten Network, where you really only watch the classics and you don't really pay attention to penalties and whatnot. So Hazlitt coming back into this offset wing T formation. Shibley and Sherman back up there. A lot of running into people as they go right up the middle, and looks like
it just seems to me that this offense is not in a rhythm yet.
No, they're not in a rhythm, and I think that's one of the keys that they're going to really have to have throughout this, not only this game, but this year. They need to win the offense and defensive line battle. They need to create holes for the running backs, but this offense really needs to find a rhythm, something that they can just go back to and really just march down the field.
And, I think right now the offensive line is getting dominated up front. That's really what's causing the disruption. This offense, as we've said before over and over again, it's all about timing.
And I think Hazlitt's going to really have to spread it out, and they haven't been scared to do it so far. So here it is, Duncan dropping back. He's going to try to create some space as he throws the ball, and it looks like it was out of bounds. It's going to be incomplete pass.
He's a little lucky that wasn't intentional grounding, but I think he escaped the pocket quick enough.
Yeah, and I also think that it was deflected, so once it's deflected, it doesn't really matter. Third down and 18, and this is not what you want to see, but there is 7 minutes and 13 seconds left in this first quarter. A lot of time to really find an identity. That's a tongue twister. So it looks like Hazlitt's going to try and...
I really think you don't have an option at this point. I remember last year a couple times at this point where you had third 18, third and 15, they would run it right up the middle.
And it looks like they're going to be an option. It's going to Nelson as he tries to cut it up back upfield. He had some blocking. He's going to get back to the 50-yard line, so that's not going to be enough. It's going to be 4th and 11, and let's look for a Hazlitt punt most likely.
And that's a new play in the repertoire. I think they're going to start going to that option more. Just to spread it out and spread that defense out, because you can't just pound it down the middle. You're going to have to pass it or at least run an option or sweeps or something.
Yeah, they have a lot of good players on this team for East Lansing. As I look down the number 77, Raymond Lemon just looks like a monster down there at nose guard. So the punter back out, or not back out, out for the first time this year, and it's a nice spiral kick, and it will be taken. And Meade looks like at the 25-yard line, flags fly. Let's just see what the call will be. I don't know what that call is.
Could potentially be a little too close to the catcher, kick-catch infringement.
Well, I don't remember the Michigan High School Athletic Association rule. I know that college got rid, and that's going to be kick-catch interference. College got rid of the 2-yard halo. It's just you got to allow the guy to catch it. So I'm still in preseason form.
It appears as though, by all accounts of the mental mistakes that have happened so far, everyone seems to be in a little of early season form. But not our technical crew. They seem to have everything going right on track. They look good. Speaking of looking good, recently our station director, Brian Town, shaved off his goatee.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little weird.
Really surprised me, and I don't know. I didn't know what to think. And Coach O has a beard now.
Yeah, I talked to him before. I didn't even recognize him.
I know. I didn't either when I was talking to him.
Looks like a grizzly man. I hope he gets this tape.
I hope he does too. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this first quarter, excuse me. I don't really know what the penalty was. Maybe it was waved off. They didn't really do anything with the ball. Still sitting at the 25-yard line. Foligno under center. He's going to drop back and pass. He's out to Spencer. Spencer gets it. About an 8-yard gain, but there is a flag on the play. Could be a holding, most likely. It will be.
Well, one of the things I noticed most about this Hazlitt team during the pregame, especially during the warm-ups, was that they seem to be a much more tight-knit, cohesive group. And I was talking to Principal Bart Wojnacki, and he said that he sensed the same thing. He went to a few practices over the summer, and it really feels like this team gels a lot better than last year's team did. There's not so much of a sense that I got to be the guy who makes all the plays. I think they're trying to play more of a team and playing for each other instead of themselves.
Right, and when you play for each other, I mean that's actually it is a team sport. I mean we talk about the individuals, but at the end of the day, someone has to be blocking for the running back, and it's just I do get that sense though. I do get that this is more of a united team, kind of like the USA in the Olympics for basketball.
Yeah, they were the Redeemer team.
Yeah, they were. So first down and 15 after that holding penalty. Foligno under center. They're going to hand it off to the running back, and he gets tackled by number 7.
Play. That's John Fletcher on the play, who's going to be another crucial part of this defense.
Yeah, another senior, though.
But when I was talking to these guys, Houghton and Twitchell and not Fletcher, although I did talk to him, Nelson, the three of those guys are some of the biggest leaders on this team, and they really want it to be a team. They're really all about that.
And Zach Houghton and Austin Nelson were both picked preseason all area. I mean, and so that really gives them a lot of respect in the eyes of the football community here. Second down and 18. Foligno going to hold it for himself. He's looking downfield. Has no one to pass to. He's going to hold it, and he's going to get tripped, and he's still on his feet, and he'll be brought down for a 1-yard gain. So a lot of hectic things going down on the field. Brandon, is this good for Hazlitt?
Well, it's good for them if they can force a punt and capitalize on the opportunity. Otherwise, you're playing good defense, but your offense isn't doing anything for you.
All right. And that was really the story of last year. The offense really couldn't get it done, and the defense could get it done at crucial parts in the game.
And that's the thing, is that the defense was able to perform in a way that set the offense up so many times, and it just ended up being they came up empty-handed every time.
And it was always within like a touchdown. I mean, Hazlitt at the end of the game was always in it. Foligno back to pass, has a couple people open. The tight end wide open on the flats. And he's going to be brought down by Reggie Duncan.
That's a good hit, too.
And he's going to get the first down. So East Lansing kind of got themselves out of a hole right there.
That's Wes Dolan on the reception, and a nicely designed play there.
Yeah, just he went, right across where the linebackers were, and sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. That time they gambled and they won.
I'll tell you who's showing up tonight, or at least from what I can tell, is Foligno. I mean, he's really showing some good speed and decision making.
Yeah, the last time he was here, the Okemos Chieftains won the game, and actually I think that was kind of an upset. So
it was a big-time upset.
So Fee going to take this straight up the middle. Has a nice little hole for 5 yards, and he'll be brought down at the 40-yard line. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in this first quarter. The score is 7-0 in favor of the Trojans of East Lansing. And let's talk a little bit about this Hazlitt-East Lansing rivalry, Brandon. Right now, the record for the record right now is in favor of Hazlitt. Hazlitt's won 4 times. East Lansing has won 3, so this is the 8th meeting of these two teams. And there's a pass, Andrew Radke over there to take.
And I'm looking right now. I'm watching. This is my project for the evening.
All right.
I'm watching number 65, Blake Treadwell, the left tackle for East Lansing. We got our rosters a little bit mixed up in the pregame, but just for you folks at home, if you want to do a little analysis, watch Blake Treadwell. It is a treat for an offensive lineman. He is playing extremely well, and it's kind of fun to watch, even though he plays for East Lansing.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he's not going to be leaving the East Lansing area anytime soon. He is a MSU commit now.
His dad is the offensive coordinator, I believe, on the football team.
So Fee going to take this up the middle. He has a nice blocker just making a hole for him. And he'll be close to that first down. And so right now it looks like East Lansing pretty much marching down the field at will. 3 minutes left in this first quarter.
And, as far as recruits go for offensive linemen, especially tackles, Treadwell's a little on the smaller side, only 6'3", 272, but, man, that kid's got technique.
Yeah, I've been watching him the last couple of plays, and he's definitely just playing Division I football. So Foligno under center. Drop back to pass. Sees Spencer in the open. He gets the first down, and he'll be taken out of bounds, so 2 minutes and 34 seconds left. And Foligno really playing awesome.
I mean, they're taking it, they're nickel and diming them all the way down the field, and this is the kind of stuff that Hazlitt has to get done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that Hazlitt, they're still looking for some sort of identity. They're still looking for that guy to kind of, give them that spark, and it does take some time, especially in the first game. So it looks like East Lansing will be taking a timeout. 2:34, still on the clock. So Brandon, before we kind of got interrupted by the game. Wow, we have to actually talk about that. But let's talk about this this rivalry between Hazlitt and East Lansing. Really wasn't there until Hazlitt played them in the 2001 playoffs, and Hazlitt lost, but it was 21-20, and it was very close. And ever since then, they've been playing against each other every year. And Hazlitt really been dominating the last 4 years. The last time East Lansing won was in 2003. So, I mean, this is a relatively new rivalry, but I think it sparks a lot of interest in the community.
Absolutely. And with that, during this timeout, we're going to take a timeout ourselves. We'll be back in a few seconds with the game. We'll be right back. Providing commentary for the football team. We volunteer for the Vision 22, not just because we have fun, but for the greater good of the community. There are many volunteer opportunities at the Vision, and we're always looking for people to help. Volunteer at the Vision. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, an old piece of work that I did back, would have been, I think that might have even been my sophomore year intro class. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of retro.
East Lansing coming back out. They're just going to spread it out. Tight end in motion. Foligno, he's going to be running. He has a couple Hazlitt people running behind him.
Look at
he
this.
Cuts back up to the outside. He has one guy to beat. He's at the 5. Touchdown, East Lansing.
Foligno for the East Lansing touchdown.
That's a well-drawn-up play, Tony, and all it requires is to have a quarterback with some speed and a good set of eyes, and he was gone once he hit the open field.
Yeah, talk about vision. He found a hole, and he exploited it, took it back outside, and the rest is history. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this first quarter. East Lansing threatening to put up 14 points quick.
So right now, I'm kind of feeling the wind getting sucked out of the Hazlitt side of the stands.
Yep, and as here, the kick is up, and it looks good. Referees confirm it. So 14-0.
We got a replay coming up right now of that last play. And what you can see is that they faked the draw back to, well, they ran the draw to that side, and that brought the defense all the way over to the left side, and Foligno saw all the open room on the other side. He's a good runner and just exploded out there.
Yeah, and I mean, remember last year he was I guess you could label him as the quarterback for Okemos, but really he was a running back. I mean, that Okemos offense over there, kind of one of those weird offenses where you don't really have a quarterback. You just, the center's the MVP. He knows who's getting the ball every time, and boom, and then someone's taking off.
Well, you see, I think what happened at Okemos was that their coach spent some time up north and saw Menominee play football, and I mean, Menominee has been dominant for, what, like 2 decades?
Didn't they win a state championship?
They just won a state championship in 2007 with that same offense. And so if you can run it and run it well, it's a great thing to have. And so Foligno had a lot of experience in both running and throwing, and just a natural athlete.
Yeah, he's the kicker too. I mean, so he's really the MVP for East Lansing, and he's only been here for a year.
All right, now I'm saying the MVP for East Lansing is that offensive line they got. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, I agree with you. That offensive line is really creating some big holes for these running backs and quarterback. All right, so here we go. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left on the first quarter clock. It's going to be a kick to number 32, Wes Sherman, and he's going to pick this up. The wedge kind of been exploited, and he's going to be brought down to the 15-yard line.
Okay, take 3 for the offense.
Yeah, take 3 for the offense, and man, just kind of visions of last year just rolling through your head. So many opportunities kind of, I don't want to say wasted.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
Tony. There's still 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter. There's a lot of football left to be played.
There is still a ton of football left to be played. So here we go. Hazlitt looks like they're going to go back to that winged tee. Sherman, Shibley, and it looks like Austin Nelson in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Sherman, and he's going to take it just up the gut for about a 2-yard gain. But we haven't really seen Luke Magnuson in the backfield yet. I'm kind of surprised.
You know, I'm not sure if they're saving him or what's going on, but it is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, a guy who had a pretty good junior season was in the top 5 in the rushing category last year, and he's yet to really see a ball handed off to him.
1:45 left in the first quarter, and you know something that's been bugging me all game, Tony?
What is that, Brandon?
Why can't they get Zach Houghton a jersey that fits him?
Yeah, that little T-shirt showing.
Little T-shirt?
All right, so another ball just thrown right up the gut. It's going to bring 3rd down and 5. 1 minute and 25 seconds
It's
left
killing
on
me,
the clock.
Tony. It's killing me.
Well, I think that's what he's aiming for. Reggie Duncan under center. Well, will be under center. He hasn't really done that yet. All right, going back to a normal wing tee, 3rd and 5. They needed this first down right here. God, and there has just been miscommunication right now with the guards. They're bumping into the quarterbacks. And it looks like there's a face mask, excuse me. Flags are down. But this offense really isn't in rhythm. They're not thinking on the same pace, because that's 3 times now that I've seen that guard pulling and running into the quarterback.
And indeed, it was a face mask, but I completely agree with you wholeheartedly. They just need to find that rhythm, and they haven't found it yet. Yeah,
and maybe they can find a rhythm. I know that they found it early last season when they had all of their big threats, and you had the Eric Hadley, the Jay Twitchell, Tony Taylor was there just for a brief time. But let's see what this team can do. They get that first down, new life, and let's see if they can just start this drive once again. Whenever you get some sort of penalty that goes into your favor, that's definitely
you got to try to capitalize on it. Treadwell as well on defense there, lining up against Zach Houghton.
Yeah. Duncan dropping back to pass. He's going to roll out to his right. He sees Twitchell open in the flat, or right up the middle, and he's going to get a 5-yard gain. And that's exactly what Hazlitt needs to do on first down.
I'll tell you what, if they can work on those quick 3-step drop and throw, I can't imagine the kind of damage that they could do.
Right, and that's all they really need on first down, just a 3-step, 1, 2, 3, and get it to your tight end. As long as he has good hands and you can rely on him, you're going to get 3, 4, 5 yards easy.
And I'll tell you what, it's pretty entertaining still to watch Houghton go up against Treadwell on both sides of the ball, whichever, if they're on defense or offense. I mean, they're both doing a great job with each other.
So that's the end of the first quarter. East Lansing up 14-0, but Hazlitt not going to quit yet. They're mounting a drive. When they come back, it'll be 2nd and 5.
And we're going to take a quick little break, but we'll be back in a little bit with the second quarter. And welcome back, everybody. We're just starting the second quarter. 2nd down and 5 to go for the Vikings, and they're starting to put together a drive.
So here it is. Duncan under center going to hand it off to Austin Nelson. He's going to get 1 yard on that carry.
That'll bring up 3rd and 3. A lot of options from here.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing that on 2nd down, because Austin Nelson has that potential to really kick it upfield and get good 5 yards.
And, you really can call a number of things on 2nd and 5. And a number of things they can call from here. It looks like they're going to run it out of the tee. I'm not really sure what they're going to call here, though. It should be interesting.
Duncan back under center. He's going to hand it off to Sherman. Sherman's taking it up the field. He gets the first down, and that's exactly what they need to do.
That's a great play call there. I mean, they're running their bread and butter right off tackle. That's pretty much exactly what you need to call there in those short yardage situations. When you've got 3rd and short against the Hazlitt Vikings, you're automatically going to stack the tackle box.
Yeah, and we've seen it more than once here with East Lansing just putting in the big boys. I don't even think that some of these guys are on the first string. I think that they're just all offensive linemen, tight ends, and just putting them in that box and just saying, all right, let's stop them.
I think their 3rd and short strategy is if you're over 6 foot tall, get in there.
Get in there. All right, Duncan under center. Looks like they're going to try and spread this out a little bit. They're going to hand it off to Sherman, and nobody blocks the defensive end, and he's going to tackle him, but not before before Sherman gets a 1 yard or 2. Words. Help me, Brandon.
He's going to pick up a short yardage gain there on
Can I use that?
You can if you want.
All right, cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a coat. No.
It is not like a Cobra.
We're really going into
Man, we're going to the archives
archives
already. It's only early in the second quarter. Need to stop that.
Haslet going to try and spread this defense out just a little bit more. And I like this. This is probably what they should have done earlier last year. But here we go. Some good blocking. Duncan trying to find some room, and he is tackled for a big loss. And really, I thought he might have had some people downfield. And when I scanned, just at the end of the play,
Nothing.
good defense.
Yeah, no, that's what you call a coverage sack.
Yeah, I mean, that was really good defense right there. So it's going to be 3rd and a country mile here for Haslet.
Brings up 3rd and 23 for the Vikings.
3rd and 23. Just got that play in your back pocket, don't you?
Yeah. You know, you might just be running a play right now just to punt it away and put your defense back out there, but hopefully they'll go on a little more of the aggressive side and try for the big play. Duncan under center. They're going to hand it right up the middle to Shibley, and he's going to be brought down for maybe a half-yard gain. 9 minutes and counting.
This is exactly what people are frustrated with. The first time they came out with the tee tonight, you could hear the students booing. And that's exactly what they're frustrated with, is the fact that on 3rd and, like, about a mile, you know, you're going to call right up the middle.
So here with the punt. Comes and it's kicked.
Almost blocked.
Nice punt, by the way. And it's muffed. And here East Lansing's going to try and take this to the outside. Brett Arnett misses on the tackle. Another missed tackle. And he will get about 5 yards after the muffed play.
That's Ricardo Duncan, ya boy.
Yeah, there you go. He was a preseason all-area pick at defensive back.
And we'll see if the defense can get a stop here.
It would be big if the defense could get a turnover. Just get something, some big play, something to spark this team.
There's a good shot of Coach Otluski there with his Grizzly Man beard. Really worked hard on that all summer, I think.
Yeah, I was talking with him, I think it was last Monday, and he was saying that he had been in Alaska. So that's where he got his quote-unquote mountain man look. So Fee is going to try and take this to the outside. And there's a shoestring tackle by number 9.
Brad Arnett.
Brad Arnett, thank you. But not before a 5-yard gain.
This Trojans team really seems to be clicking right now.
Yeah, they really look like they're in almost mid-season form, marching down the field almost at will. But the thing about Fee right now that I really like in this running back is that his yards after contact.
He's running hard.
Yeah, he's running very hard right now. 3-step drop, and here Fee's going to take this up the gut. He's still on his feet. He's going to be brought down finally by a slew of Vikings, and he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. So that's where East Lansing is going to have their first down.
Temwa Fury is showing some crazy legs down there.
Yeah, he is. He's really running hard and really stepping in to the spotlight that Harper really made for himself.
But I'll tell you what, when you got an offensive line that's doing its job and you got a running back that wants the yards, that's what you end up with.
Well put. Foligno. In the shotgun. He's going to look downfield. Good coverage. Foligno's going to try and take it for himself. He's running sideways, and he's cutting it upfield, and he'll get an 8-yard gain out of that.
Ricardo Duncan, great block there on the outside to release him for an extra couple yards.
Yeah, and we've been saying these people's names, multiple times. They're playing both offense and defense, so it's just showing you the athletes that East Lansing, and actually Haslet's been doing the same thing. So
Zach Houghton playing both ways, and you can tell how hard he's playing, but just by judging the color of his T-shirt.
Yeah, it's changed from a light gray to a very moist, darker gray.
It's actually disgusting. But
Okay. Audible at the line of scrimmage here from Foligno, under center. Three-step drop, and it's going to be passed out. And
just over Radke's head.
And, and a lot of people try to really take advantage of
there we go. Hold on, Tony. I got to interrupt you here. We got a nice shot of Houghton coming off the field.
That's a great shot.
That's Brett Hewitt down there, one of our fantastic crew, and getting a great shot of Houghton. And someone get that kid a jersey that fits him, man.
Ugh. Well, what I was saying is a lot of people like to try and take advantage of Andrew Radke and his lack of height, but he is probably one of the area's best cornerbacks. He plays miles higher than he actually is, and so there's a pass that's going to be incomplete, hits the ground, so it's going to bring up 4th and 2, and that's exactly what Hazlitt's defense needed to do, really just take them down to 4 downs. Let's see if this is 4-down territory.
I think it is. It's a little too close to punt, and it's a little too far to kick, unless they got some crazy good kicker back there, and I don't think they do.
Foligno is the kicker, and he seems to be the all-around man.
Yeah. It does appear as though they agree with us, and it is 4-down territory, and they're going to try it.
Foligno going under center. As it looks like they're trying to stack this just a little bit.
Good call.
I can't get that guy's name correct. I keep on saying Fee, but I think it's Farini. Anyway, nevertheless, he is dropped, and it's going to be 1st down, turnover on downs, and it's going in the way of Hazlitt.
Temois Fury.
Temois Fury.
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 7 minutes left in this half.
So I think that put a little bit of life back into the sideline, and we're going to see if this offense gets a little fired up and can execute and get something going.
I think they can. I mean, they kind of showed some sparks, and maybe this is where it all just kind of comes together and, they mount a run, if you will. And a lot of miscommunication in the backfield right there. It just seems like every single down someone's hitting the quarterback, hitting the running backs, and
well,
that might be the defensive line just getting off.
I was just going to say that the defensive line is standing up this offensive line, allowing those linebackers to get in the backfield.
So maybe we should be giving credit to the East Lansing.
Well, our viewers at home probably aren't appreciating as much credit as we're giving them right now, but you know what? They're playing well, and they deserve the credit.
6 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock for this first half. Duncan under center. Lone back is Jake Shibley. Duncan trying to find someone, and he's under duress, and he'll be dropped inside the 20-yard line. And I don't know.
They're coming off the end. They're coming off hard. Treadwell was sort of a storyline before the game, but so far on defense, he's been a non-factor. Houghton's doing a great job with him. But they're coming in from the outside on those blitzes. And with the receivers not getting open fast enough, Duncan's taking it to the ground, which is better than, throwing it away haphazardly and getting an interception. Mm-hmm. But still, that protection needs to be improved.
Yeah, it does. So
it's like a mini argument with myself.
So we will see Hazlitt 3rd down, and I believe this one is a country mile with 27 yards to go.
We're getting closer.
Duncan going to hand it off up the middle. 33, Jake Shibley. Thought he had just a little bit of room, a little bit of daylight, but he'll be brought down after a 5-yard gain.
And Treadwell just got his arms around him.
So 4th down and a lot. And I would assume Hazlitt be punting right here.
Yeah, that's probably a safe assumption.
Number 2, Spencer. Number 12, Duncan. 8 for East Lansing.
Hazlitt to punt. Another good punt, end over end. Number 12 is going to try and bring this upfield. He's taking it straight up the middle. He's trying to kick it back to the outside, still on his feet, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in this first half, and if you're an East Lansing fan, you're looking for another score before the break.
And if you're a Hazlitt fan, you're looking for that defense to step up one more time and get a big stop.
They did last time, and you have to give them credit for that.
Absolutely. The defense is playing relatively well.
Yep, they're playing kind of like they did at the end of the year last year, really stepping up and, stopping the runs. And so right now, we're going to see East Lansing try and spread this defense out yet again. Looks like they're just submarining behind, and as they take down
that's a good defensive play there.
Farini, that's going to be a 1-yard loss. And I don't know if you saw right there, but I think that the nose guard or someone down there just submarined. And Sam Berman,
Sam Burton.
Oh, Burton,
who's worked really hard in the offseason to finally get on that starting spot on nose guard, and he's worked super hard, and you got to be happy for him.
Yeah, he that was pretty cool, actually. Just submarine, and actually there was a lot of conflict back there in the backfield. So here it is. Farino going to take it back up, and he's going to be thrown to Spencer, it looks like, for a complete pass, and it'll be 3rd and 3. Felino. Why did I say Farino?
You're probably thinking of Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, yeah. And Farini, Felino.
I couldn't tell you, Tony. I mean, I don't know how long we can use this early season thing as an excuse, but it's almost halftime.
Hey, I've had terrible times throughout my career here with names. Jorgensen, I know you know.
Oh, I do know.
So here it is. Felino, as it were, is taking this one straight up the middle. He has some great blocking upfield, taking it to the outside, inside the red zone, and just shy of that 15-yarder mark. So another great
Gabe Griffith on the stop with some assistance from Darion Milton. Good thing, too, because he was gone if they didn't.
So 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in this first half. East Lansing just trying to mount another touchdown drive. Felino, quarterback in the shotgun formation. He's going to roll out to his left.
Nelson
Great
on
block.
the blitz.
And it's up in the air in the end zone. It looks like Brian Spencer caught it for a touchdown. And that will be the case.
Griffith was in good position to make the interception, just jumped too early.
Yeah, he was in good position to get that
interception. He was in great
interception.
position. I think he just jumped too early. And there's not much of a height difference between the two of those players. Unfortunately, East Lansing just got the better break on it.
So 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in this first half. And look, there's a shot of
some evening recreation here in Hazlet, Michigan. I'm not even sure what sport that is, but yeah, that was just over the stadium a few seconds ago.
East Lansing to kick this through the uprights, and it is good. 21-0.
So, not much you can really say here. I see some players down on the sideline. Here's a replay, first of all, before we start analyzing the morale of the team.
And this is what
Great blocking downfield.
And this is what really set East Lansing up just to, get into the end zone.
But if you look at the replay, I mean, they've got players all the way down the field making blocks for someone to make a play.
Yeah, I know that East Lansing, I mean, nobody are actually the last 4 years this team has lost to Hazlet. So nobody in their high school has beaten Hazlet.
It's very true.
On the varsity level. So I think that really does play into, some sort of
motivation. I think they came in here maybe being the underdogs, I think. I mean, both teams obviously chalked up to be very good. But they've come into this game as underdogs the last 4 times that they've played and have kind of gotten beaten like underdogs. And so I think they came off that playoff season last year, and I think they're ready to go, and they've shown that. They're up 21-0 with 3:23 left in the first half.
Yeah, and some of the keys to the game that I thought for East Lansing was that they needed to run the ball effectively, and which they have done, which has opened up the pass. I believe they have 2 touchdowns through the air to Brian Spencer, one of the players that we had said to watch. And then, of course, start where you guys left off. This team really, they went 0-2 to start the season last year, and then just the rest is history into the state playoffs. So this team is really good. Some whistles will go off as they were running.
Hey. I'm not sure if we're going to get a shot of this yet, but our friend, the go-kart parasailer man, is back over the stadium. There he is. And much closer than last time. He is right over the stadium, folks. I'm not sure if that's legal or not. Do you know?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's got a great view, though.
Yeah, he does. So here it is, Felino with the kick. It's end over end. Looks like West Sherman's going to pick this one up. The wedge has been formed. He's going to take it up the middle. Tried to take it to the outside. A fumble. Another turnover. And I'm almost positive it went into the direction of East Lansing.
Yes, it did.
So with that, 3 minutes, 17 seconds left on the clock. Those are two huge mistakes that Hazlitt has done relatively early in the 2008 football season.
I just can't see. It doesn't seem like they can get anything going in their direction right now.
Sometimes when, sometimes the ball bounces the other way. But, I think the best thing for Hazlitt right now, get into the locker room. Get this team off the field and regroup and bring in the team that we had been talking about that got so much press coverage. I think a lot of them are still kind of excited, for the season to start.
You can see down on the sideline guys trying to get each other pumped up.
And Farini going to take it to the outside. Flag is out. So I don't know if that's going to be a holding call. Farini. So looks like illegal procedure on East Lansing, so that will take them back just a bit.
Little help is a big help at this point.
At this point, definitely. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. We're going to redo first down, much to the chagrin of East Lansing.
First down, 15. Ball is on the Viking 35-yard line.
3 minutes and 11 seconds left in this first half. See if this Hazlitt defense can stop them. Going to hand it up to Farini, and he's tackled.
Great play. Brad Arnett coming through and making a big stop there in a big way.
Yeah, and I think he was excited about that, and I kind of like seeing that, get the rest of the team involved, you know what I mean?
Second down, 20.
You have to. I mean, if you're going to be a leader on this team, you got to get your teammates into it, and
you got to like to hit people. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. And it certainly seems like he enjoys that activity.
Now, would you say that he's the defensive end or another cornerback or a little bit of both?
He's kind of a hybrid linebacker almost.
All right. So here it is, Felino. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it is Felino.
All right. If Stan Hicks has got it as Felino, that's his name. No arguing with the man.
I think that the commentators need a halftime too. I need to revert to my
Tony, I'm telling you,
notes.
it's been exactly since the state championship games that we've done this, so it's been a while.
Felino, Farini, those are the ones that are messing me up.
We'll go over those at halftime. We're gonna give ourselves a little halftime speech.
We need it, or I need it rather. So here it is, East Lansing, 3rd down and 20. Spreading it out. Felino going to pass it out to Farini.
Good stiff arm.
Going to take it upfield, and he'll pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So that's going to bring up 4th and 10. I think they're going to go for it.
You almost have to, don't you?
Yeah, it's all right. They're at the 30.
Although I don't know. Last time they went for it, it was 4th and 2. They got stopped,
yeah.
But they were in 4-down territory. And there's Andrew Radke.
On your screen.
He looks a lot taller in that shot than he actually is. He's only about 5'6".
I'm 5'6".
You look more 5'7".
Why, thank you.
I think it's your shoes, though.
My shirt?
Your shoes.
Oh, shoes.
I don't believe a shirt makes you look taller.
Well, that's why I had the question. So Foligno dropping back, looking for Brian Spencer,
Ooh, he
and it's
got
going to be
railed.
thrown out to Duncan.
Looks like Duncan. Yeah,
But-
Duncan.
But he caught it. But why wouldn't you just drop it? You get up at the 30-yard line instead of the 5. I don't know. Maybe when you're caught up and you see
I
a
was
ball in
just
the
going
air,
to
you're
say
going to
that,
catch
Tony.
it.
It's hard to think of the strategy before the play. You're saying to yourself, all right, I'm going to get an interception at the 5-yard line, so I'm going to drop it and get the position at the 30. You're
Yep.
looking for any kind of – I mean, that's an interception in the stat book.
Yeah, and let's talk about the defensive line that got to Foligno
Oh,
quick.
my goodness. Here's the replay right here, folks.
Let's just watch that defensive line get to Foligno and just make him pass.
I mean,
under
it was
duress.
blown pass coverage as far as – and there's Nelson. Oh, man, probably knocked the wind out of him. That had to hurt.
So here it is. East Lansing going to stack this. They're going to hand it off, looks like, to
Jake
Wes
Scheibele.
Sherman.
Oh, Sherman, I apologize. You're right.
And
You're right. I was wrong. As usual.
so that looks like it was a 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain, 3-yard gain as it says up there on the scoreboard. You can see a minute and 50 seconds and counting it left in this first half. And I think Hazlitt's just going to try and whittle this down as much as possible and get into the locker room, as it were.
Get in the locker room and regroup and come out with a clean slate in the second half.
They're going to hand it off to Wes Sherman yet again. He keeps his legs moving, and he gets about 3 yards. So that's going to bring up third down. Looks like East Lansing is going to be calling a timeout. So that's going to be 1 minute and 16 seconds left on this clock. So a little bit of strategy being played right now with the coaches.
I think they're just trying to figure out how to end this quarter, end this half, because it certainly hasn't been the way they wanted to start off the game, let alone the season.
Who?
Hazlitt.
Well, East Lansing called the timeout. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening.
I was making a point.
I wasn't listening.
I was making a point that Hazlitt's really trying to get in the locker room and just regroup.
Right.
And come out in the second half and play as a different team.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to you earlier. So here we go, a minute and 16 seconds left on this clock. 21-0 here it is at Viking Stadium, something that I think a lot of people didn't expect coming into this game.
We certainly didn't. I would have expected 14-7, 10-7 in either direction, but not 21-0.
Yeah. And this offense just has come out flat, and just hopefully they can get some sort of
rhythm.
pep talk, something. And I know Coach O gives good pep talks too. So
Yeah, and I don't know, but I think that beard right there that's epically standing in the middle of the screen is, I think that could help,
It's definitely some intimidation right there. So here we go, Duncan under center, back into the wing T formation. And there might have been a little false start right there.
We'll see.
Maybe some encroachment.
Not sure who moved when.
It's going to be a dead ball encroachment, so that's going to go against the East Lansing.
And that'll bring up close to a first down.
If not first down.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first, so that's a great play call there. Well, not really a play call, but a good call by the coaching staff to get that trick cadence.
Nice.
Good discipline by the offense, I might add.
So here we go, Hazlitt. Some communication error as Duncan gets tackled.
He had a guy open too, I'm telling you.
In the backfield, it looks like it doesn't look like he's really changed from last year. I don't want to say anything.
He doesn't
like
look
that,
focused right now. I think that's the issue. I know they've done a ton of work in the offseason to make him, the kind of quarterback that they need on this team. And he doesn't look He looks. I don't even want to say focused. He doesn't look sure of himself.
Yeah, he doesn't look comfortable back there. I was just about to say that he looks very uncomfortable. 44 seconds and
I think the
counting.
expectations are exceedingly high for him this year, and I think maybe that's kind of got to his head in this first game.
Yeah, I mean, he was really thrown into the mix last year as a sophomore, and then really has a whole year to really get ready for this game. So let's just see if halftime will help him, as Hazlitt has one of their running backs kind of find a hole for 5 yards.
That was Nelson, who was wide open on that last play, and I'm not really sure what happened, but I think Duncan kind of saw some pressure coming and sort of freaked out and ran the other way. If he just kind of settled, planted his feet, and made that throw, he would have taken a hit, but probably gotten a good 8-9 yard reception at least.
So with 19 seconds left on this clock, 21-0 is the score, and Hazlitt's looking at 3rd and 20. Just trying to get out of this little jam right here, because you don't want East Lansing to get the ball back, not in this territory.
I'm not sure it's 3rd and 20. It looks, where the stick is, it looks more like 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14.
Oh, okay. Yep, they just changed it, 3rd and 14. East Lansing has no more timeouts, so they can't really stop the clock. So I think, for all intents and purposes, this half is probably over, unless
barring a fantastically miraculous, I don't want to say miraculous, but barring a well-planned, well-executed pass play or run, I guess.
It's been done before.
Certainly
Luke
has. Magnuson is in the
Magnuson,
backfield.
yeah.
He was the guy who's done it.
So Luke Magnuson, lone back, and waiting to see his number get called. And it does. He's going up the middle and just tripped. And so I think that's going to be it. 10 seconds and counting. And I'm going to say it's it. Your thoughts, Brendan?
It appears that that will be the end of the first half. And with that over, the score 21-0, East Lansing up. Not really what we expected here, Tony, early on in the game, earlier in the season. But that's exactly it, though.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of football to be played. And if you're in the locker room right now, what are you thinking?
Well, there's 24 minutes still left to be played in this game. And that's exactly what you have to go in there. You have to have that mindset, regroup. I mean, this is still the first game of the season. And I think you go in there with the mindset, okay, hey, listen, this needs to change. I think they can come out here and put some points up on the board.
All right. With that being said, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back after halftime. Thanks for tuning in to Vision. We'll be back.
I was diagnosed with cancer at age 6. 29 surgeries, a 15% chance to survive, not to mention the stitches they lost count of. 5 years of rehab, a 34-inch scar, and 4 doctors that said I would never play again.
Wiseman for 3.
Don't take what you have for granted. Sports are a privilege.
home. And it's easier to do it that way, and I got a smaller piece to shoot, so it works out better. Super.
Okay, crowd, it's time to fire up that Lansing football team. And our fight song.
Yeah. Thanks.
Lansing Marching Band would like to thank all of our families, parents, and students for their support. I look forward to performing for you again on Friday, September 12th, and at the Grand Marching Invitational on November 1st, and at our upcoming Brewster Craft Sale, which will be held on Saturday, October 18th. We hope to see you at these upcoming events. Go Vikings!
This is my brother and his friends. They stay above the influence. Alcohol has never affected us. Until today.
Dispatch, looks like this is an alcohol-related accident. We're going to be taking one patient to the morgue.
Last year, more than 16,000 people were killed in alcohol-related motor vehicle accidents. Don't become a statistic.
probably shouldn't come back to us, though.
No. Well, I wouldn't worry about it. Not this game. We need to bring the light up next time. I don't know what you call it, the umbrella light. But, we can go in. He's ready anytime.
But if we're not ready, no, we can.
We're gonna hold him right.
There's a couple of cookies have to go away first. They've got to be nourished.
I don't think he can fire us, though.
They're ready. Commentators are ready to start.
Never mind. We don't have Caitlin.
Commentators are ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're getting ready to bring you the second half action from Hazlet High School. It's the season opener against East Lansing. As you can see from the scoreboard, it is not going well for the Vikings. 21-0 is the score in favor of the Trojans here at halftime. It's August 28th, and it is a relatively warm evening, Tony. I think it's beautiful football weather. Unfortunately, there's been a few fumbles. I'm not sure what those have been caused by, perhaps just early season deficiencies.
Yeah. Let's go over some of the halftime stats real quick. The total team for rushing yardage for Hazlet is 22 yards. That's just not going to get it done. The person right now with the most actually has more than what the team total is. That's Wes Sherman with 30 yards. But what really is bothering this Hazlet rushing attack is that Duncan has been sacked 3 times for a total of negative 35 yards. That just can't happen.
Okay. So with that in mind, we've discussed some of the stats. What needs to happen for Hazlet to win this game?
Well, for Hazlet to win this game, they really need to establish the run. That's it. That's what Hazlet thrives on. If they can establish a run, they're going to win the game. Their defense plays well enough where they can hold opponents off at crucial parts of the game. If they get a running attack down, maybe you have Wes Sherman. Let's get Magnuson involved too. I mean, you know what I mean? Let's see just the different options because right now it's not working.
Well, here's kind of what I've been seeing throughout the game. I think what you've been talking about earlier is Hazlet's trying to find an identity.
Yeah.
And I think that's very true. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if they're ready for a new one. I think what they're so used to and what they're good at is running the ball. And I think you're absolutely right. They need to just go back to what they're good at doing. And they need to incorporate some of those newer plays, the option, right or left, and some of those passes. But you're right. In order to have any chance in this game, they need to go back to their bread and butter.
And let's give East Lansing credit where credit is due because they have a very dominant defensive line right now that is surging through this offensive line here for Hazlet. This is probably one of the best East Lansing teams I've seen in a while.
This is probably the best one I think that they've had since probably 2001 and 2002. And if they keep playing the way they are and if Hazlet can't figure stuff out, it's going to be a long night for the Vikings. But so far, East Lansing's looked very impressive and Hazlet simply has not.
Right, and I think that there are still a lot of questions to be answered right now for Hazlet. Like we were talking about the identity, Hazlet, they need to have some more wide receivers too. I think right now they have one receiver who's caught a total of one catch for 6 yards, and that was Jay Twitchell, and that was relatively early in that first quarter. And so I think that maybe more of the passing, you got to open it up. They only had 21 plays in that first half.
One thing that's going to help is if Reggie Duncan was given sort of a pep talk at halftime, because right now I think he's really nervous and jumpy and he's not confident in his abilities and in his instincts as a quarterback. He needs to settle down now in the second half and just lead this team to a victory.
Right.
They're only down 3 touchdowns with a whole half to play. Honestly, that's not that much of a deficit to make up.
Right. Let's do some stats for East Lansing right now. Go to the passing right now. Foligno, 7 for 10, 78 yards. He has 2 touchdowns, but for himself, he has a grand total of 3 with that rushing touchdown. We remember in that first quarter, he has, for rushing right now, the quarterback has 68 yards. He's the leading rusher. I guess something that a team really doesn't want to see, but if he's getting the yards, I mean, that's definitely a good. So here it is to start off the second half. It's a booming kick down to the 5-yard line, and it looks like Farini's going to take this to the outside. Excuse me, a nice stiff arm, and he steps out of bounds. That is not Farini. That is number 12, Ricardo Duncan.
Your boy.
My boy. And he took that back, and he was showing some of his stuff.
So we're going to see if Hazlitt's defense is fired up now and if they're going to make a stop here and give their offense a chance.
And, this is what I would almost want to see the defense come out first right now.
They've been the more consistent side of the ball. They've been the more consistent team.
Yeah, they really have. And that was the story for last year. And, I think Hazlitt really needs to see this, kind of the revival of the offense, if you will. So here it is, Foligno back, Farini as the running back. Foligno is a fake draw. He's going to take this one for himself. He cuts it to the outside. There it looks like there's a block in the back. There's a flag rolling out. And Foligno really only got 3 yards on that. He ran more east-west than north-south.
Brad Arnett with the tackle there. Was very excited about it. Unfortunately, didn't realize. Oh, I apologize. It looked like he horse-collared in there.
Oh, no, there was definitely an illegal block right there.
So that's going to be a great play for the Vikings. A nice tackle by Arnett. And then on top of that, a 15-yard penalty. We'll see if they choose to accept it, and it looks like they will.
Yeah, I think they are going to accept it. Try and, put this team back as far as possible right now and get a punt going. Because you don't want to put them inside the 40 because East Lansing has said before that they will go for it on 4th down.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know if they'll go for it if they're not in 4-down range.
That's true. So, Foligno under center. They have a blitz coming up. They're going to give it to Farini to the outside. Farini takes it upfield, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage for about 6 yards.
A risky technique right now. They're putting Duncan in on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's paying off well or not. I mean, he's playing well on defense, but he may need to sit on the sideline and rest it and, focus on the offense. But I don't know. Doesn't look like they're doing that right now.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But perhaps they're making him play defense too, so he doesn't have to think so much about the offense.
Both valid reasons. So here you go, Foligno under center. Going to hand it off to number 12, it looks like. And he'll be dropped for a loss. That's going to bring up 3rd down. And it looks like this Hazlitt team is believing in themselves.
They have no reason not to. They only played one half of football.
Right, I understand that. But before it kind of looked like they were down on themselves, and the morale was kind of this, oh my God, here we go again. And I think the fans thought that too. So here we go. 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Foligno looking downfield. He's going to try to pass. Great blocking right now, but he is tackled from behind by number 4, Austin Nelson. That's exactly what you need to see out of this senior. He really needs to step up and make himself a leader on this team.
And this is exactly the kind of series that this defense needed to have to get this team and this crowd back into the game. All of a sudden, I think you can start to feel a little momentum shift. Now they need to get some points on the board for that really to be sort of a factor. But that was a great defensive stand there, and hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. If you're a Hazlitt fan, Hazlitt coach, or a Hazlitt player, you want to see just something in your direction. Here, Austin Nelson is going to take this punt, and he's just going to trip, kind of getting dewy out there.
Yeah,
There's
it looks like it.
Flag on the play. That was kind of late. Maybe a block in the back of some sort or late hit.
Not really sure. We're going to see in a second, though.
As the officials talk that one over. 9 minutes and 24 seconds left in this third quarter. A lot of time left in the game, and it looks like Hazlitt is going to be taking the ball, but not before a block in the back penalty. It looks like East Lansing will accept to that.
Kind of shooting themselves in the foot there.
Yeah, where they had relatively decent field position, now they're thrown back to about the 26-yard line.
And this is where you got to respond. You got to take advantage of a turnover.
I know Hazlitt, this offense better come out, with some sort of anger, some sort of, want to get into the end zone. So here it is, the offset wing T formation. Luke Magnuson looks like he's in the backfield. He won't get the ball on a fumbled
it looks
snap.
like East Lansing might have come out on top of it.
And Duncan went under center. Looked like he came out just a little too early. And it will be given to East Lansing, and that is another turnover that just cannot happen.
I'm not really sure what's going on right now. I think the field might be a little bit wet, but I'm not even sure if that's part of it. I just don't feel like the offense is clicking right now.
Oh, and here's a flag on the play. That's going to be
some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's
I'm
a
sure.
15-yard penalty right there.
9:14 left in the third quarter. East Lansing up 21-0. That will be the call, and you can imagine he won't be seeing much playing time after that.
Probably not. That's the last thing that needs to happen. So 9 minutes and 14 seconds left in this third quarter. Foligno going under center. So East Lansing with pretty much inside the red zone. Nothing more can be said. Foligno under center. He's going to hand this off to his fullback, and he's going to just take this and pound it right up the middle for an 8-yard gain.
Patrick Jennings, the fullback. You keep your eye on the play. I'll keep my eye on the roster.
That's awesome. You know, we've been doing this for a while. You would think that I would, kind of pick up on that. No, find where I'm at.
You do the play-by-play. I'll fill in where I need to.
As you do so well.
I appreciate that.
8 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock. Foligno going to hand this straight up to Farini, and he's going to drive that to a first down inside the 2-yard line, and that's pretty much assured that East Lansing will get a touchdown right here to put them up.
Tell you what,
28.
though, this is where your defense earns its money.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've seen before. I mean, remember the Portland game? That could have gone either way last year. Some crucial fumbles down by the goal line, and actually a 4-down stand by that goal line staff last year. So let's see if they can mimic something like that. Here we go. Foligno under center, and he's going to hand this off to Farini, and Farini's into the end zone for a 6-point touchdown.
Just doesn't seem like it could go much worse at the moment.
8 minutes and 1 second remaining in this third quarter. And East Lansing just pretty much doing what they want.
And A lineup for the kick here to tack on the 28th point of the game, 28th unanswered point.
Hold is down, kick is up and good. So that's going to bring it to 28-0. And you can kind of tell that the stadium is in a shock almost. Just this is not exactly what we were expecting.
Number 8486175. 8486175. Please bring your ticket to the
So 8 minutes and 1 second left on the clock. 28-0.
And while there's a break in the action, we're going to take a break ourselves. This is The Vision. Okay.
Standing at 6'3", all world, the man of the hour, the power of power, too sweet to be sour, Jack Hetman!
And so the kick goes out of bounds. A flag is thrown. Welcome back to play here with 8 minutes and 1 second left in this third quarter.
And if you folks are just tuning in, it is not going Hazlitt's way by any means. A very unusual season opener for them. This is the fourth time now that they've met in the season opener, or the fifth time, excuse me. And this is the first time that Hazlitt has been losing, let alone by this much. And really, it doesn't seem like much of any kind of performance, or
no,
I don't want to say effort, but certainly it's been pretty lackluster.
Yeah, what you kind of think of is just more of the same thing that happened last year. But I mean, let's give these guys, a second and give them another half to prove themselves. I mean, they've only been out here once, and it was a fumbled snap. So here it is, and just some more miscommunication. But it looks like number 33, I want to say
Jake
Shibley, takes it right up the middle for about a 2-yard gain. Just what I've been seeing in this offense is a lot of miscommunication. It just seems like people are moving right when they should be moving left, or running into the quarterback when they, should be just running down the line.
Well, I think a lot of that is that big East Lansing defensive line is getting a lot of push on this offensive line of Hazlitt. They're a little bit bigger, and they got a little bit more strength on them.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach Houghton and, excuse me for a moment, Blake Treadwell are having quite a game with each other.
There's a botched snap again. And so that's going to be a loss of yards. It's going to bring up third down.
Yes, but the big story tonight, I think, is that Treadwell-Houghton matchup.
Yeah.
And it's been quite a show to watch. It's been a complete stalemate the whole game.
That is fun to watch, I mean, these two guys, I think Houghton's a Division I prospect. I think the local paper and I guess the experts are saying he's more of a Division II prospect, but I could see him.
He's in talks right now
well
with a few MAC colleges. He's talking to Wayne State right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've already got a scholarship offer for him.
And see, then that's definitely good for Houghton. So here it is. They're going to pass, and there's a high pass up to West Sherman. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Bring up 4th and 10.
And that's only the, I believe, 4th pass attempt of this entire game.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it. So with that, 6 minutes and 21 seconds, looks like Hazlitt will be punting this ball.
Spencer Aaron Duncan, deep for East Lansing.
Hazlitt back to punt. And it's botched. He's going to kick it anyway. And just right off the side of his toe, gets over at the 50-yard line. And it looks like the coaches are telling everyone to get away. And it's just going to be on the opposite side of the 50-yard line, giving East Lansing premium real estate to start another drive.
We'll see how this team really can react to this kind of adversity. I mean, this is where the mettle of championship teams is tested.
Oh, yeah. Amount of comeback. You know, crazier things have happened, especially in high school sports. We've seen some great games here at Viking Stadium, and, you know, you just got to keep up faith and keep believing in Hazlitt, and just hopefully something will definitely turn about. So here it is, Foligno trying to take it up the middle, and he will be dropped. And there's the tenacity. There's the aggressiveness that you want to see if you're a Hazlitt fan.
And that's J.D. Parker, and this is what the defense is all about. This is really becoming more the face of this team.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the last couple years we've seen a defense that has been fierce, and they tackle well.
Tenacious,
yeah,
and really stingy is my favorite word to use.
You do use stingy a lot, but I think it's the perfect word for this team, and I think that you coined that phrase. I can't remember what game it was, and LSJ actually used it. So. I think it was the Portland game, actually, we've been talking so much about. So here it is, and there's a pass. Andrew Radke breaks it up, it looks like, and there's some great defense happening right now. It's going to be third down.
You just see how aggressive they are. I mean, for whatever reason, this defense is always fired up. I mean, they're always fired up and ready to go, and they're always trying to make plays. And, you just wonder why that's not happening on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree with you. So here it is, 3rd and 12. So here it is. Foligno, he's going to be dropped for a sack. Sorry about that. I was just caught up in the play.
You mean the immaculate beauty of that play
defensively? I mean, just the linebackers blitzing, and that was just amazing. Hopefully we can get some sort of replay for that, because that needs to be shown again.
Whoever's on defense in the booth is making some great calls this half. The punt will be up, and
Duncan looks
will
like
not be fielded.
And that's probably a good decision by Duncan right there. This opting not to touch the ball. And so it will bring 4 minutes and 39 seconds left in this third quarter.
From the 25.
Probably some of the best field position in a while.
Since early first half.
I dropped it. Here's a cap for my Coke. Dropped it. All right. Hazlitt going back into the wing T formation. Duncan under center. Looks like Luke Magnuson is not out there. They're going to hand it off to 32, Wes Sherman. He's getting 5 yards, still on his feet, and he'll be just shy of that 30-yard line.
4.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
So 2nd down and 6, and that's what you want to see. You know, Hazlitt really trying to mount some sort of drive. This is when they need it right now. I mean, need to get the thoughts of still winning this game, you know, back into the heads of the
players and the fans.
Yeah, players, especially the fans. And so it's going to be a fake. Duncan sees some daylight, and he lunges for the first down. He will be very close. I think he got a generous spot.
It's a good play call, though.
It's a great play call, and I hope that they will call that again. I mean, because if you saw, he had a running back running almost with him,
That's called an option, Tony.
Well, I know, but I was just getting to the point that he could have tossed it out to him, and he could have taken it to the outside, and therefore could have been a bigger gain or just the same. Brandon. Duncan under center, going to hand it back off to number 32, Wes Sherman. He's going to take it up for 4 yards, and he's really been the player to go to the last couple times.
Yes, he has.
3 minutes and 13 seconds left in this third quarter. Second down and 6. And just for kicks and giggles, both the teams have 3 timeouts left.
Could be very important for Hazlitt later on in this game.
Yes, it could. Time management always is big. So here it is, and looked like there was some premature running or whatever. Jake Shibley takes it straight up the gut.
Wow.
Looks like a 41.
There's just some nice head-to-head contact there between him and...
Well, you got to love that football is back, Brandon. I mean, you've been doing this for 4 years now.
This will be my 4th season.
This is my 3rd, and there was a sense of, electricity in the air. I mean, this is the first, this is football.
This kicks off football across America, other than preseason of NFL, but I don't really count that.
I can't watch the NFL, especially the Lions. They're just too tough to watch.
I know.
I'm a Lions fan, but I'll tell you what, they are.
But when prep football and college football kicks off, that's
when you know.
That's prime time of the year right there.
It looks like Wes Sherman just going to push that one straight forward for a first down. So Hazlitt mounting a drive. Remember, they started this all the way back at the 25-yard line. So maybe Hazlitt's wearing this team down a little bit. And
it looks like the bigger guys on the front are getting a little bit tired.
Yeah. I would like to see a pass to Jay Twitchell. I've only seen him get it once, and that was a 6-yard gain.
I think that'd be a perfect play call. You run one of your bootleg passes, and the tight end is almost always open.
The thing is that we talk about, you should do this, you should do that. Right now, they're running the ball almost at will, and there's a fumble right there with Reggie Duncan, and he's going to try and pass this. I don't know what he was thinking. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Maybe a receiver was in the area. No flags are out.
No, but they were going to run that exact play that we were just talking about.
Yeah, I mean, they were. But I was saying that, we say, they should run this, they should run that. But they've been running the ball pretty well, and you don't want to go away from what's, gotten you here. So
Right.
But nevertheless, after that crazy play, a minute 44 seconds remains on the clock here at Viking Stadium for this third quarter. Hazlitt. Another botched snap, and Reggie Duncan gets tackled. I don't know if that constitutes as a sack, but it's negative yardage. That's going to bring up third down.
Looks like about 16.
We've seen this a lot, though. We've seen Hazlitt, get into these third and long situations. And I think that maybe for next week, that's going to be kind of the focus. Stay away from those third and longs.
If they keep, and they're going to have to start working on these situations so that when they do end up in them, they know exactly what they're going to run. Because right now it looks like they're just kind of taking a shot in the dark and saying, well, let's run this play, see if it works.
Right, and right now Hazlitt kind of going away from what they normally do. Kind of a single back formation. And Duncan back, going to pass up to, it looked like he was intended for Twitchell, but it's going to be intercepted by Austin Lintemuth of East Lansing. So that's going to be going the opposite way. 44 seconds remaining in this third quarter. And I don't know, Brandon, that could be the proverbial nail in the coffin.
You don't want to count them out just yet, but it's hard to believe that with the momentum going the way that it is, that anything else is going to happen. But I'm not going to count them out until the game's over. You really can't, especially not in a season opener. And you never know. Maybe they'll bounce back and win the rest of their games in a regular season. You don't know.
Yeah, look at East Lansing last year. Started the season out 0-2. And it looks like there's a botched fumble, but it looks like Foligno picked it right back up. He's going to take it up the field tackled out of bounds, and there's going to be a flag late hit after he was out of bounds. So there is just adding insult to injury, and that will be a 15-yard first down for East Lansing.
These cheap penalties you can't afford to give them, you know. You got to stay more focused than that.
The indication is personal foul on the Vikings.
Thank you, Brett.
38.5 seconds left in this third quarter, and right now the officials are just moving this ball up inside Hazlitt territory.
Well, there's one thing that I was thinking about, and it's that coming into the fourth quarter, this team has absolutely nothing to lose. Why would you not play all out for the rest of the game?
Right, and I think
And to see where it goes.
And Coach O has been here a while, and I'm sure he's been in this situation. There's another botched snap, so we're seeing both sides kind of fumble. But what I was getting to was that Coach O, he's been in these situations before, and he knows how to take them. I mean, he's been here for a while, and I
mean, he's lost some heartbreakers. He's lost games by a large margin.
But the thing that Hazlitt has going for him is that 14 straight seasons they've had a winning record. And all 14 seasons Coach O has been here. He's been here since '94. So, I mean, you do the math. He's definitely a good coach, and he knows how to win games.
And here's actually, you bring up a good topic, and what it makes me think of is that perhaps what's happened in the last couple seasons since they made the state championship was that each team progressively maybe is getting more and more complacent with winning 6 or 7 games and just making the playoffs and losing in the first round.
Yeah, that's definitely been the case the last 3 years, or well, the last 2 years, excuse me. Nate Turner was here that a couple years ago when they went to Ford Field. But no, I understand what you're saying, that there is a sense of complacency, a sense that we're Hazlitt, we're going to get there anyway. But I know that the coaching staff here is going to tell you that the only reason that those 14 other teams made it was that they put in the work, and they put in the hard work to do that.
And we're going to take a short break and let you listen in on the Hazlitt Drumline 2008-2009.
Number 4, Austin Nelson, for the flag on the play.
Who's live? Okay, but please live. Okay, we'll move back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, Mark.
2 for the white hat.
Mark, we're not on.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Last play, not for much, and it looks like a holding call.
I don't know. It's a personal
Or a
foul.
personal foul, excuse me.
It's going to go against East Lansing. And he's ejected. So something big must have happened.
Unfortunately, we were watching the drum line.
Unfortunately, really?
Yeah.
I liked him.
Well, I know, but this is, when someone gets ejected from a football game, that doesn't happen every day.
No, it doesn't, but I think it was number 65, if I'm not mistaken. That would be, ooh, wow, Blake Treadwell.
I don't think so. He didn't come out of the game.
Yeah, he's right there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So the officials are going
like
to
Jonathan Dorton, number 50.
talk it over.
Came off the field. Not sure if that's the player that was ejected, but
So we'll just we'll sit here and talk a little bit more.
keep on trucking.
keep on going.
At this point, honestly, folks, there's I've been here for, this is my 4th season now.
Oh, really? You don't say.
And when things are going really well, you know, I was here when the team went to the state championship, and it was by far, after they scored their first 3 touchdowns, and then they scored like 2 more before halftime, and the other team scored like a field goal, it kind of got boring, and this is kind of how it feels on the other end. You know, there's not much to talk about when someone has all of the momentum and they can't do anything wrong, although they just did something pretty severely wrong.
Yeah, they did.
But, you know, and the other team can't get anything going. There's not much that you can talk about. There's obvious things that they need to improve on, that they should do, but sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Right, and, you know, sometimes people, or sometimes teams, they just, you know, they think too much about a certain game, and they come out flat, and, you know, that's just part of the game, and you learn from it, and you move on to the next week and say, what can we do better? Foligno going to hand this off to Farini. He's going to take this straight up the middle to about the 40-yard line, so that will lead them with about 4th and 20-ish.
Could we call it a country mile?
I don't know. I thought a country mile could need to be like 25 yards, and it's only 4th and 24.
Can we call it a country mile for the folks at home?
You can do it. 4th and a country mile here at Viking Stadium. 11:05 and counting left in this game. East Lansing back to punt the ball. Nice punt. And Reggie Duncan back there. He muffs the punt. He's going to pick it up, try and do something with it. He makes one guy miss, trying to cut it to the outside, runs into Andrew Radke, and he'll be just shy of that 20-yard line. So a lot of running in about 2-yard span.
And just talking to our station manager, Brian Town, and noticed our banter about having nothing to talk about at this point, and reminded me that this March is T5.
You don't
and
say.
If you remember, in 2007, T4 raised over $20,000 for the Big Brothers Big Sisters Foundation. I'm going to get back to the second. You got to take this play-by-play.
Okay, here we go. Reggie Duncan under center. Looks like they're going to spread this defense out just a little bit. Reggie Duncan takes a 3-step drop back and gets it to Wes Sherman. And that's going to be about a 5-yard gain. So that's pretty good right there for a first down.
I'm telling you, that's what they need to be doing.
Yeah, they do.
But let me get back to this little spot that we're doing here for T5. The goal this year is not $20,000, not $30,000, but $50,000. The charity yet undecided, but $50,000 to a local charity. 25 of that will go to the Vision to get new cameras, new software, pretty much everything that they need in the TV studio.
Well, that is a lofty goal, but I'm sure that the Vision can get that. Looks like they're going to hand it off straight up the middle for possibly a 1-yard gain. But
and not only will the Vision get $50,000, it's because of the community that we're in.
Yeah.
This community helps with so many organizations within Hazlet High School and throughout the community. And it's just incredible what they will do. And even during the bad times of you know, when the football team is down, the community still comes out. And if they don't, they're only watching us on TV. So thank you. I'd like to take this note to thank you for watching us.
So here it is, Reggie Duncan under center, going to hand it off to Wes Sherman. He takes it up the middle. He gets over the first down marker and some. And so there you have it with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. Mounting a drive, maybe a moral victory here for Hazlet.
You know what? If they can get a touchdown on the board, they got something to go off of next week.
Yeah, they really do. And they've been moving the ball as of late, just kind of just stalling at the wrong times. This game is, you know, it's about runs and, you know, how you can manage the time, manage your feelings and emotions, and just play good football. So here it is, a pass, and it looks like it was intended for John Fletcher, just a little wide. So it's going
behind him.
Yeah, so it's going to bring up second down. Again, back to the T5. That is Always fun to watch. Always those telethon for the Vision. Used to be TV 25, but they're always fun to watch. You know, a lot of good programs, like the Rewind with Brandon Manson and Tony Huff, and you know, just good student-run programs. And this is all student-run, but you know. So here it is. Duncan fumbles the snap again. He's going to try and take this straight up the middle. He's going to be brought down by a slew of Trojans. So 3rd down and probably 9.
That looks like the spot, yeah.
And the clock is just running from 8 minutes down.
8:40 and counting.
4th quarter. 28-0 in favor of the East Lansing Trojans, who I think really set the tone for the season. I think they really came out to play tonight. And
I think they came out having something to prove to people that last year was not just a fluke, and now look where they're at.
Right, a lot of people had been saying, you know, this is a team that rose back to excellence in a sense of being part of the area's elite. And
remember, a great football tradition at East Lansing High School, one of the winningest teams in Michigan high school football history.
Yeah, and they're only 2 or 3 years removed from success. So
well, not even that now.
Yeah, not even that now.
They're like 8 months removed from success.
Right, but if you take back last year, but just like looking at the whole thing, I mean, the turning point was last year.
Mm-hmm. I think that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, and there's more good to come for East Lansing. So here we go. Hazlitt gonna kick this. It's a spiraling kick.
The kicker's good.
Yeah, he is, and looks like East Lansing number 12 gonna take this up the side. He has the punter to make miss. And who was that? Number 14, David Turpin.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he used to play soccer.
Oh, did he?
I think so.
Yeah,
but I don't really know.
I don't really know much about him. He's the new kicker though this year, so that's.
He's got a good leg.
Yeah, and he's only a junior. Wow, he's only a junior. He's kicking that pretty far.
Yeah. Got a beautiful spiral on the punt.
Hazlitt's always had good kickers and good punters for some reason. I don't. You can't say it's recruiting, but
good farm system.
Yeah.
I think we bring guys up from AA ball.
Well, the Magnusons, they were here for a while.
Yeah, and actually one is still here on the team.
Yeah.
In case you didn't remember.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
Or did, or whatever.
Have.
They're gonna hand it off to the fullback, number 42. He's rumbling, stumbling, and bumbling over the 1st-yard marker, and so that's going to be 1st down for the Trojans, and the chains move yet again.
And I believe this is their strategy to the end of the game: just run the ball or run the clock.
Yeah, that's looking like what's going to happen in this game.
Apologize for that graphic there. That was not the final score.
However, it is 28-0 right now. 7 minutes and 1 second left on the clock. They're going to hand it off to Farini. He's going to be tackled from behind for about a 1-yard gain. So, Brandon.
Yes.
If you're Hazlitt, if you're a Hazlitt fan, coach, whatever, faculty, staff, I think that's the same thing.
If you're a community member.
If you're a community member, what do you take from this game?
2nd down, 9.
Let me get back to you on that after this play.
Okay. Number 42, the fullback. Let me figure out what his name is. Patrick Jennings is going to take that for a 1-yard drop.
Here's what I think.
Okay.
I think what you take from this game, if you're a Hazlitt fan, player, coach, faculty member,
staff,
you have to take the good things that happen. You have to find some spark of inspiration. You know, I mean, there were some really good things that happened during the game, and just hope to build on that. That's really.
Yeah, and I have not really been disappointed with the defense. Right now, East Lansing's just running it, as you see right there on your screen. East Lansing's just running it. I think these kids are tired. There's really only 5 minutes left in the game. So, I mean, it's pretty much over for all intents and purposes. But I was not disappointed by this defense. However, I was disappointed in this offense.
I don't know what it is, but it seems to me the last 2 seasons have really led to big-time disappointment in the offense. I think they're looking for leaders, and I'm not sure where they're going to find them or who's going to step up and be that leader, but that's what they need.
Now, do you think it's from the Nate Turner hangover, or?
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. You'd think he'd be over that by now.
Right.
But I think a lack of a quarterback like Nate Turner has really led to that.
Right. And I think what also didn't help last year was the consistency of the quarterback. Seemingly week to week, the quarterback would change. So this year, it's fun to see that Reggie Duncan is given another shot at quarterback. And but after this showing, I'm not sure if the quarterback position is up for grabs.
I don't think so. I think you got to keep Duncan in there. He's obviously showing. If there was any question, I don't think he'd be starting.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I agree with that point too.
I think he's showing
really
stuff in practice, and maybe he just gets really freaked out during games early. Like nerves take over.
Right, and that comes with experience. This is a big game.
It's a season opener against a team that's better than everyone thinks they are.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that LSJ picked this as one of the games to watch.
Yeah, it was the very first game to watch.
Right, and this has really become a rivalry, and these two teams really aren't that far away from each other.
Ooh, they're
just
cross-town,
really
cross-conference
down the road.
rivals.
Yeah, down the road. But I do like seeing East Lansing back,
I guess if you're going to look
top.
at it from a tradition standpoint,
Yeah.
then yeah. But as someone who is a fan of the Hazlitt Vikings, this is tough for me to swallow.
Well, there's a nice tackle right there by number 17, Colin Kopke. He's a junior, and he actually could be, a rising star for this team.
He's going to be a major contributor, if not later in the season, definitely his senior year. He's a very good player. And works really hard at everything he does.
Yeah, I think he plays basketball, and I've seen him.
His
play,
two sisters, Cassie and Caitlin, both graduated. Cassie most recently with the class of 2008. They're both playing basketball at Hope and Olivet, respectively.
So, with that tidbit of history of Hazlitt
Family
alumni, 3 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock. Looks like they are giving it off to number 34.
Looks like Collins in on that tackle again.
Wasty. And so let's see what I saw a flag, so let's see what that call is. No preliminary indication of what it may be. One suspects it's holding, and it's not. It's illegal procedure. It will be against East Lansing. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is good for Hazlitt, but, I mean, only time will tell. But maybe they needed this. The expectations were very high, and I believe that illegal procedure is going to be declined, so I'll bring up fourth down. But, I mean, this might be a good loss. I know a lot of people say there's no such thing as a good loss, but
it's a good loss if you can learn from it and improve upon it and learn from the mistakes that you made. And I think they came into this game almost with a sense of entitlement.
Yeah, no, Hazlitt has dominated this rivalry for the past 4 years, and
with all the press coverage, all the positive press coverage, it's almost like, well, I mean, it's almost a given you're gonna win the game, but if you don't come in and play, you're not going to.
Right, and nice tackle by a couple. Hazlitt, Colin Kopke back in there again. He's just going all over the place, trying to show what he can give, especially in the remaining 3 minutes in this game.
And he's been lifting weights over the summer too.
He looks good. He definitely looks
solid.
He looks game ready. But I mean, this Hazlitt team, I think that whenever someone's going to play against Hazlitt, they're playing. They look at it. They're playing against Hazlitt. They're going to give it their best. Hazlitt, DeWitt, Fowlerville. Those are the three teams you think about when you think of this conference.
Yep.
And I think that's why this conference is one of the best in the area. I really do.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Because this conference has so many people. Duncan going to pass. There's a good protection as West Sherman gets the ball, and he'll take it up the sideline. And it looked like he got a first down, and I believe he did. But, I mean, you know, this team, yeah, this has, you know, been tough to swallow. But like you said, only time will tell. And let's, you know, see if this was a good loss or if it's, you know, just more.
If it's more of the same next week, then we got an issue. Then the team's got a problem. But sometimes you come out and you're just not prepared. And, it, you know, you'd hate for a coach to think that, but sometimes you're just not ready.
So here it is, Duncan. Going to hand it off to number 23, Luke Magnuson, and he's still on his feet, tumbling, and he gets a first down all by his lonesome.
He is so fun to watch.
Yeah, he really is, and I'm surprised that he was not starting. I don't know, maybe there's
perhaps there's an injury we don't know about. Maybe he's not 100%.
Right, but he definitely looked good on that last carry, and he does have some sort of, you know, innate quality that makes him run hard.
Here's a replay here coming up, and a great trap block there by Nathan Paul, the left guard. And you just see Magnuson running hard the whole time, keeping his feet under him. And finally, 2 tacklers bring him down.
Hazlitt runs another run right up the middle. And so they'll get 1 yard. Looked like it went back to Luke Magnuson.
Into Trojan territory now.
2 minutes and 29 seconds left on the clock. Hazlitt mounting a drive. They're going to hand it off. No, Duncan's going to hold that on for himself. He takes it across the 40-yard line, just shy of the 45, and there's a flag on the play. That's going to be a personal foul.
Conduct. Yeah, I mean, there's no excuse for that. That penalty's been thrown more than once in this game, and that's unacceptable.
On both teams, too.
When you're playing this level of athletics, there's no reason to have that 3-4 times in a game.
So that's going to give Hazlitt an additional 15 yards, and there's 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the game.
So it appears to me as though they may just have a shot at getting some points on the board before games end.
And, you know, I think that would
it would do a lot of good for people here.
That would constitute as a moral victory, I think. And just learn from some mistakes.
And you know what? It would give the coaches leverage, too, because if they score a touchdown here, they say, well, we know you can do it, so there's no excuse for you not to.
So number 7, John Fletcher, going to take that straight up the middle for 5 yards. And it looks like every time that Hazlitt has touched the ball, they've been getting 4 or 5 yards. I mean, where was this earlier?
Finally they're getting a rhythm. They're starting to sort of feel where that is, and they're starting to look good. They're starting to look like a regular offense.
They're looking like, you know, the offense of yesteryear. So here it is. Duncan going to pass. Passes it right out to number 17, and he's going to be twirling.
That's Kopke, man.
Yeah, that is Kopke.
I just said man on the air. I apologize to all those who are watching this broadcast.
It's almost as bad as dude. Dude, that's Kopke.
That's terrible. You should be fired for that.
Me?
Well, we both should.
You're the one who said man.
Yeah, I know.
A minute 45 left on the clock.
But hey, that's definitely more than enough time for them to get in the end zone here.
Yes, it is. Duncan still under center. And he's going to hand it off to number 7, Fletcher. He's still on his feet, cutting it back to the outside. And I think he lost 3 yards right there.
Running hard, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have no problems with that as long as he's running hard. Sometimes you got to give credit to the defense, and it looks like a timeout is going to be called. By whom?
Hazlitt. They're going to figure out how to get in the end zone here before the game's over.
Minute 30 left on the clock. Expect some passing, maybe?
Second down, yeah.
Okay.
Potentially.
Potentially, okay. Maybe we see
Twitchell? I definitely foresee single back formation again. Probably an option.
Yeah, I really like that single back. That they had went to early on in the day. They went away from it because it wasn't working. That's
They've had some gains though for 5-6 yards with that I think they should go back to here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they went away from it earlier on because it wasn't doing what they needed it to do. I think that they're looking at that single back formation for maybe a 3-4 yard gain, and they were getting stopped. So with the wing T, more trickeration, more deception, if you will. That's a better word. So we'll see. And so here we go. We got the offset wing T formation. 1:30 left on this clock. And East Lansing just putting a lot of people in the box. Duncan's going to try and take this to the outside. He cuts it back upfield. He gets for 3 yards.
I thought he had him.
I think the ball came out. The beanbags came out.
Uh-oh. Doesn't appear to be any change of possession, though.
Nope. So it's going to bring up.
I thought he had him beat to the outside.
Yeah, I did too. I was surprised that he had stopped, but he cut back and made the guy miss.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's why he's the guy playing down there and we're the guys sitting up here.
There's a lot of
analyzing.
reasons for that.
Not to mention we're graduated.
Yes.
All right. Number 23, Luke Maxson, has it up the field. He's still on his feet. He's grinding it up.
And this is where he pushed the pile into the end
zone. And there it is, a touchdown. You see Zach Houghton right there pushing Luke
Once
Maxson.
the big guy gets into the action, it's going his way, whether you like it or not.
I'll tell you what, those are 2 advanced class kids right there.
That's right. Representing the vision on the field there. And some great teamwork. And finally, with 44.5 seconds left in this game, Hazlitt gets some points on the board.
So there you go. Not by any means a comeback, but a moral victory nonetheless.
Now we know that they can do it.
Yeah, now we know that this offense has what it takes to put some points up on the board. So here
Not that we ever doubted it.
The kicker, David Turpin, we might want to remember his name. He seems to be a pretty good guy. And that's going to be up through the uprights and good.
Good guy. Have you talked to him?
He just looks like he's very good at what he does.
Okay. So he's a good kicker.
Yes.
All right. That's all I wanted to know.
All right, well, Oh.
It's been a
This has
long
been
game,
fun.
folks. It's been a ton of fun. I'm so glad we're back doing it.
I know. I've been really missing football, especially over the summer. I don't know. This summer seemed like it went on for a long, long time.
But at the same time, it was not nearly long enough.
No, not at all. Definitely go back to Beaver Island or something like that. So, with that,
we return to the game. Not recounting our summer exploits.
44 seconds left on the clock. I guess I could lie to you and say it's 45. You guys wouldn't know.
We don't really have a clock on the screen, so we could really make up any number that we wanted.
We could.
I never really thought about that till
within
now.
reason. Yeah, I haven't either. I don't know. All right, let's get back to the game. We David Turpin to kick this ball.
Ya boy.
Mm-hmm. David Turpin, kick the ball. And then it's going to be a squib kick. East Lansing's just going to down it right there at the 35-yard line. And I would just think maybe East Lansing just kneels it.
Yeah.
Call it good.
Who's going to call it good?
The East Lansing team.
Okay. Because I certainly wasn't going to call it good.
No. Good meaning finished.
Ah, well then yes. Not much to say here at the end of the game. We're extremely happy that they finally got a touchdown on the board.
Yeah.
It's a long time coming, but they got it done. So there's your moral victory for you.
Yep.
And you just got to go into practice and
just work on
you just got to go
the flaws and the
go
mistakes.
hard.
Yeah, definitely. Can't look back. And it looks like there's a flag on the play. Possibly holding. 38 seconds left on the clock.
Stop by number 38, Mark Lovebro, with a flag on the play.
Be a holding call against East Lansing, so take them back 10 yards.
So here we go, 38 seconds. That was a holding call. So here we go. First down and 17, 30 seconds and counting. And the backup quarterback coming in. Oh, and they're still running plays. They're going to take that up the field. 15 seconds left on the clock. And that's going to be it, folks. 28-7 is going to be the final score here at Viking Stadium.
It'll be the first victory for East Lansing against Hazlitt in the last
4 years.
Yeah.
2003 was the last time they won it.
Yep.
Well, let's go on to our final thoughts, Brandon.
Not much to say. A very disappointing offensive effort by the Vikings. They got a lot of issues to figure out. I think they had the people in place. There's just a matter of making that team more coordinated. You know, they haven't really gelled yet,
Yeah.
I think. And really, once the timing gets down and they trust each other more, I think then they're going to be in good shape.
I think the team is gelled. However, I just don't think that the play has really come together. Like, you know what I mean? I think that this
I
team,
think they need some motivation.
They believe in each other, and there is a sense of, you know, unity. However, it's just not translating over to
I think
the field.
The team needs they need to enforce a goal, some sort of mission, and then they need to go after it as hard as they can all the time.
Well, the good thing about this is that it is the first game. It's not like college football. You're allowed to lose to get into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like college football, you lose one game, you're out of the national championship. That's it. It's done. They still have a lot to play for. They have, you know, the playoffs for 15 straight years.
They've still got a big shot at
CAAC,
at
yeah.
their district title.
So there's just a lot, you know, that's still on the line, and just
It's one
they
game,
can't-
folks.
Yep, they can't look away.
And we're going to remember that. And they're going to be gone for 3 weeks, and as will we. But when we come back, we'll be looking forward to seeing you live on the Vision, 7 o'clock. It's been great having you with us, and hopefully you guys get out to the games the next 3 weeks. Thanks for joining us. For Tony Huff, Brian Town, and the rest of the Vision Sports crew, I am Brandon Manson. Good night.